As you guys can see, this bike is in complete shambles. I'm going to be taking off the stator cover. For you to be able to take it off, you have to unscrew all the screws, like that one there, that one there. I don't think that you have to take this one here. I actually checked, but I think so, because I think it's running into the block. That one there, that one there, that one there. This protective cover is going to come off, and then you'll be able to pull it off. But before that happens, we have to take off the clutch cable. And then obviously with the clutch cable, that means we need to take it off here first. So let's do that, baby. First you have to do, just turn the adjustment dial all the way in. What you have to do is good. So we're gonna pull out the clutch cable and it'll make it loose down there. Now that we made it loose on top, so we're just gonna come here. This now cable is now loose. At first it was very hard, as you can see. So we'll be able to push it to the side, pull it all the way forward.
And then you extend the dial.
Okay, now it's time to make all these bolts loose now and take the stator cover off. There we go, baby. Not the cover. This is the bearing that I needed. So as you know, I wasn't able to remove the bearing, so I came back. This guy put some waza in my bike or something. I'm telling you, anything that I need, I'll freaking come back here. Whatever that you fastened, please unfasten.
Corobella, Baba. So this is what's called an internal bearing extractor. We put the correct fitting on so that it grabs onto the internal race over there.
Okay.
Tighten everything up.
Okay.
And then this is called a sliding hammer.
Okay.
Netso.
Netsu. So obviously we're going to take that and put it into this one. Okay, great. Just put that, I should have cleaned it. It's not.
No. Feel that right?
Oh, damn, it is.
No.
Oh, snap.
So you'll have to get another bearing.
Oh, 2-second demonstration or reason on how, or how, like, what tells you that a bearing is not lacquer?
Right, so the obvious telltale signs of a bearing not being in a good condition would be parts over there. That's what's called the bearing cage. That's what keeps the ball bearings separated from each other. So one, that would break.
Yeah.
Two, there would be free play. So the inner race would move around.
Yeah.
Right, it would rock like that. And then three, when you turn the bearing needs to turn smoothly.
Yeah.
All right. You can see this one, when it turns, it's notchy. So it's pausing like that. It's grabbing.
I feel you.
All right.
So that will obviously give us issues when starting the bike. It could bind a bit.
And then you hear it wind up, and that grating that's there already, that will generally just get worse and then lead to bigger problems.
Shut up!
With something like that, would you think that maybe it would or would have already affected other parts on the bike now?
Not necessarily. You would obviously need to just do a visual inspection as to where the bearing is laying on, what the bearing's purpose is, and all of that. But in this instance, no.
But obviously, as soon as we are done with the assembly, I'll be able to bring the bike here. We still have to do diagnostics and.
Go to G-Man. I'll show you how to get there now.
Okay,
They
great.
just up the road here.
Oh.
You give him this bearing, and I'll match it up for you.
Hey, let me just go one time.
Then take the first left onto 9th Avenue.
So we're on our way to get the other bearing so that we can put it in and then we know we shop.
Turn left onto 9th Avenue, then turn right onto Maud Street.
If you've made it this far in the video, I think you must just subscribe one time and post a little comment.
Turn right onto Maud Street.
Alright, just got to Jimmy and Traders, got the bearing here. Obviously, the one. Good, same size I'm assuming, no?
also assume so. Sharp, have a good one.
Thank you so much,
Need a
man.
small bag or something?
Yeah, please, that'll help so much. Plastic. What do you do, bro? Alright.
Yeah, bro. Have a
Thanks,
good one.
Maji. You too, sharp, man. Got it. Now we're gonna move on to the next bit. So I'm gonna hit you guys up as soon as I get there by Dean. There we go. Oh, there.
I think let's just wash this out first.
Yeah, one
before we
time,
put
no?
the cover back in. Alright, cool, there we go. Nice and clean cover. Let's get this bearing in. That's why we use a copper hammer, because the copper is softer than the metal, so it doesn't damage the metal, but it damages the copper instead.
Oh, makes sense.
Can you hear the sound difference when I hit it? It's louder now
Okay, because it.
because it's completely against the cover now.
Oh, yeah. So it's like there.
Yeah, now it's
Yeah.
on that ridge over there.
Okay.
So while you're knocking it, you will hear it sound sort of dense, and then the minute it makes contact with the cover itself or the engine or whatever you're putting it in, you'll hear the tone will change. Then
Makes
you know
sense.
It's all the way in.
Okay.
There we go. Technology.
Alright, so now I'm going to be going back, putting the cover back on.
I'm just gonna clean this over here for you.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Here's another reason why I do what I do, because he was diagnosed with kidney cancer, but luckily they were able to take it out. So
Round 1, victory. The engine is saved. But next week, we're tackling the entire electrical harness. If you want to see me lose my mind, smash that subscribe button and I'll see you in the next one.